information discussed on Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no responsibility is assumed for inaccuracies. No statement made on this broadcast should be construed as a specific recommendation of a particular investment product. Views expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent those of CBS Radio. Use only as directed.
Smiles, everyone. Smiles. And prepare yourself for...
Ladies and gentlemen, the radio broadcast experience designed to keep your wallet in top condition. It's Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Talkin Money. Talkin Money. More money, more money, more money.
And now entering the studio, your guru for fiscal fitness, Jeff Tarbell.
All right, how you doing?
Good morning.
The good thing this isn't TV. I'm mixed up here. How you doing? We got a lot of stuff to cover today. I'm trying to find. Has anybody seen my Mix It Up margarita machine? It's the reminder. It tells me to give that away, and for the life of me, I can't find it. So
I think you probably drank it last weekend.
Maybe we should. Now that you say that, so I had all these. By the way. Morning. How you doing? Jeff Tarbell, John Fodorero. This is Talkin Money. And our phone number is here in the studio if you want to call us. Dazzle us with your BS or your brilliance. Either way, we're cool. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text me at 44-1140 if you want. Or you can send us smoke signals and we will be out in the parking lot looking for it. Yeah, so last weekend we had a little Cinco de Mayo, just a little get-together with some peoples. And I found this really cool, actually it was in the Wall Street Journal, really cool article about all these different types of margaritas you can make in different blends. And I bought quite a bit of the stuff just to try them out. And at the end of the day, I ended up just making the same one I always make, which is the simplest of the margaritas. It's 2 parts tequila, 1 part agave nectar, and 1 part raw lime. That's it.
That's the way to do it.
Shake and serve. So out of all these different remedies and 55,000 different combinations and mixtures, it comes right back down to the basic simple stuff. So before we get carried away with our tequila, let's just, what we'll do? We'll just give away the margarita machine early so I don't have to find the thing and we won't have to worry about it the whole show. So
perfect.
We'll do that. Before we do that, the man, the myth, the legend, and still employed, his name is Chris Verlaud. Chris, what's happening?
Not much. Just want to talk about last Cinco de Mayo. We had the big Mayweather-Cotto fight, and a lot of people saying that boxing's dead. Who cares? No one cares about boxing. Well, apparently over 1.5 million people did because they all bought pay-per-views to the fight. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. made about $47 million for just one night's work, one fight, and it wasn't Manny Pacquiao. So everyone's saying, oh, boxing's dead. Who cares? No one watches it anymore. I still watch it, and anyone making $47 million on one sports night, you can't say that the sport is dead. So I'm just sick of everyone hearing that and everyone saying, oh, once he's gone, it's going to be nothing. They said the same thing with Oscar De La Hoya. They said the same thing with Tyson. They said the same thing with Ali, and it's been around for over 100 years. So I feel very confident in the sport's legacy. That's
the MMA marketing guy saying it's done. So that's how. I did not catch it. I haven't seen a good boxing match. This used to be the boxing town, and when I grew up, now I go to Memorial Auditorium and I watch dance events ad nauseum. My leg goes numb.
Vicente Escobedo in Woodland tonight.
Is that at Memorial or?
No, it's going to be in Woodland.
Oh, in Woodland, in Woodland. There's actually a place to fight in Woodland other than on the street, or okay.
Every place is a place to fight in Woodland.
Okay. So the old days when we used to go to, my dad used to take us to Memorial Auditorium, the smoke was so thick, you could hardly see the guys fighting, moderate lung cancer when you're 7 is not too bad, but now.
Tony the Tiger Lopez out there?
That was even before, like Ranzani and, some of the other guys that are either in jail or, but then you had all the Lopez fight and the Rocky Lockridge stuff and what's the other guy's name? Who I really enjoyed. A bunch of guy.
Early 30s, Max Baer Sr.
Yeah, that was. I'm trying to think who's the other guy that fought after Lopez, who was local. He was worked as a prison guard too. Another great guy. We had just some phenomenal fights just for a long time here. I remember we had the one at Arco where Lopez was getting just the crap kicked out of him, and they stopped the fight, and everybody. And I was down about 3 rows down, and the beer came out of the ceiling. Out of the ceilings, it was like a shower. Everybody was mad. And I said, "You just saved the guy's life. We should." And now I smell like It was a good DUI drive home. I haven't been drinking, but anyways, the good old days and smoking and drinking and fighting in Sacramento. What happened? Can't get a good fight anymore if our life depended on it. Speaking of which, I was just flipping through this. Maybe I'm not as brilliant as I think I am, which would be a total shock to everybody but me, or nobody but me. But maybe the arena, the new arena thing is better that we take a step back and look at how we do things. And of course, I was not integral in the negotiations, so I'm not sure that I could tell you that I know all the fine details. But I whipped out this article from the Glendale, Arizona newspaper. And Glendale, Arizona currently has a couple different professional teams. One of them is your Arizona Cardinals, who have the probably one of the nicest football stadiums around, which is awesome. But this talks about the lesser-known Phoenix Coyotes of the NHL who are in Glendale. And Glendale decided a few years back, let me see if they give me a date here. The city built the Jobbing, J-O-B-I-N-G, jobbing.com arena. Heck, it's jobbing.com. Jobbing. Anyway, the jobbing.com in 2003 is a part of a package that included an upscale mall, and that in turn helped attract an enormous coup for the Glendale, the University of Phoenix Stadium, home of the NFL Cardinals in 2008. But the city of Glendale signed a little deal that they would do a couple things. They would cover the debt service on the building. That's about $12 million a year. And they pay the NHL a arena management fee of $25 million a year. And, of course, they get to keep their portion of the revenue of about $14 million. So the city of Glendale is losing about $12 million a year to keep NHL hockey in their stadium. Now, they haven't added a value for getting the Arizona Cardinals in their backyard. There's a value to that. And they haven't added the value of the mall and other things, too. But strictly, just right off the bat, they are financing out of their own pockets $12 million a year. They figure by the time that deal runs its course in 2033, when they're off the hook, they will have spent net expense $271 million for a little city of Glendale, or $1,200 for every single citizen in the city of Glendale will have cost them to keep just the hockey team there.
It's a nice city.
It is a nice city.
It's nice.
And but that's $250 million to keep an NHL hockey team in town. So
in Phoenix or outside of Phoenix?
Outside of Phoenix, yeah.
I'm surprised the ice, they got to spend extra money to keep that ice cold, right?
I think they just get on plastic at this point, and pretty soon they might just put on, they might be back to the roller skating with you and I pretty soon. It's just going to play on roller skates and all denim, or all, so anyway, the Glendale. So lest we run into another deal that is not properly laid out, and I'm not saying that we were going to do that, but that's $250 million to keep a hockey team. You could have bought the team a few times over for $250 million. In fact, the NHL bought the team.
This whole stadium thing now, we were talking about the Bears last week, and I mean, everybody's building stadiums and then they figure out the finance later. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.